Hello, mates! I'm your host, Finley. We have 25 PlayStation 4 and 5 games at their lowest price ever. With that many games, there is something for everyone. All of these deals end on the 31st, so at the time of posting this video, you'll have about 9 days to jump on these deals. First up, we have the PS1 remake, Brigandine: The Legend of Runerzia, dropping a massive 70% off at $14.99. This game appears to be loved by many who played it back on the PS1, but with the addition of many accessibility features. Not only do these features make it more pleasant for newcomers, but it can also ramp up the difficulty substantially for veterans of the genre. If you're like me and haven't played many strategy games but want to get into the genre, this seems like it'll be a good starting point. Next, we have Nico Derico, The Magical World, dropping 35% at $19.49. This is a well-loved platformer sitting at 84% on Metacritic. While this game has taken inspiration from many platformers, it particularly feels a lot like Donkey Kong Country, especially with the mountable animals and co-op gameplay. Keep in mind that there is a physical collector's edition releasing next month for $50. It comes with an art book, which would be pretty cool to have since this game has cute and colourful graphics. Next, we have what many considered the 2023 Game of the Year, Alan Wake 2, dropping 60% for $23.99. If you're a fan of horror games, this is a must-play. Easily one of my favourites in years. The two biggest complaints this game gets is the story is trippy and confusing, and that parts of the game feels more like a walking sim. Both statements are correct, however. Both aspects are part of what makes this a horror gem. It's creepy, disturbing, and highly engrossing. If you've already played the game, but still need to play the DLC, it's on sale for $8. Super cheap for two fantastic pieces of DLC. Next, we have A Musical Story, down 80% for $2.99, is a story-driven indie game with rhythm gameplay. This looks like a really cool debut game from the French Glee Cheese studio. I absolutely love the 1970s aesthetics. We don't get too many games with that setting. Keep in mind, I didn't show much of the trailer, because the last half of the trailer has a lot of bright flashing, and I didn't want to show it just in case any of you are sensitive to such things. I'm not sure if this is seen through the game, or if it was only for the trailer. Just be warned in case that is something that bothers you. Next up, Vernal Edge, dropping 60% at $8.79. A beautiful pixel art Metroidvania game that takes less than 10 hours to complete. I love this genre, but so many of these types of games are over 30 hours just to finish the story, which usually feels excessive to me. As far as Metroidvania games go, the combat seems extremely fast-paced and satisfying. I was a bit worried this would be a Souls-like game, but based on the research I've done, it appears it is not. I think I'll be picking this one up because it looks pretty awesome. Speaking of Souls-like games, we have 9 Souls dropping 40% to $17.99. This game is more of a 2D Sekiro clone because of its heavy use of deflection and precision strikes. Either way, it means it is going to be brutally hard. I'm not really into insanely hard games, but this is on Game Pass, so if you're subscribed to that service, you can give it a try before buying it. Next, we have a chilled, cozy game, Caravan Sandwich, dropping 40% to $14.99. This game has a heavy focus on exploration, meeting new characters, and helping them with their task. If you want a chill game where you can turn your brain off, not have to worry about combat, and enjoy some beautiful graphics, this may be worth looking into. Next, we have Harmony, The Fall of Reverie, dropping 75% to $6.24. This is a vibrant visual novel where your choices do matter. While the game looks cozy and colorful, the story is far darker than this game appears. Developer Don't Nod made this game, and they have a pretty good track record of making awesome games. They seem like a team that does whatever the hell they want, which I have a lot of respect for. This game is a great pickup for cozy gamers and visual novel enthusiasts alike. Next, we have Out of Sight, dropping 40% to $14.99. That is a pretty good deal for a game that is a little over a month old. Here, you play as a teddy bear, guiding a blind girl through a creepy mansion. This game has a lot in common with Little Nightmares and Among the Sleep, so if you enjoyed either of those games, this might be worth checking out. Next up, we have Punch Club 2, dropping a massive 80% at $3.99. A boxing game that is so much more than just boxing. Beautiful pixel art, RPG elements, 80s vibes throughout. This is the type of game I can see many people enjoying, even if they're not a boxing fan. I will say that 20 hours to complete the story seems a bit excessive for this type of game. If you're interested in the entire series, you can pick it up for $5.19, which is a steal in my opinion. We have another Don't Nod game on the list, Koira, dropping 40% to $10.79. My God, this game looks beautiful. This is a wholesome tale of friendship where you and your new puppy traverse a musical forest, solve ancient puzzles, befriend woodland creatures, and try to find your way home. Seriously, what more info do you need from this game? That sounds cute as hell. Keeping with the adorable pet companion theme, we have the point-and-click adventure Detective from the Crypt. You play as a ghost trying to solve the mystery of not only your parents' death, but your own as well. To do this, you rely on your assistant ghost cat to help gather evidence to the many mysteries in their old estate. Next, we have Heroes Hour, dropping a ridiculous 90% to $1.79. This is an RPG strategy game that uses both turn-based and real-time combat. This game features fast-paced battles, town building, and of course, exploration, which was a given considering its genre. Next, we have No Straight Roads, dropping a massive 80% at $4.99. This game looks like it has a lot of similarities to Hi-Fi Rush. While it doesn't look quite as good, it looks like something that is worth checking out if you were a fan of that game, because we're clearly never getting a sequel. But yeah, this game looks pretty good. I like the bright and vibrant graphics, and it has local co-op gameplay, which is always a huge plus for me. Next up, we have Nobody Wants to Die, dropping 60% to $9.99. This is a mystery adventure where you use time manipulation and detective work to investigate crimes and find a killer. If you're a sucker for mysteries and detective work like I am, this might be worth checking out. Now we have Sea Horizon, dropping 65%, putting it at $5.24. This is a card-based strategy, turn-based RPG game with a slight twist of roguelite elements. Yeah, that's a lot going on. Luckily, it looks pretty cool. It also has health and hunger management, so I guess that puts it in the survival category as well. Anyway, if you enjoy one of the 20 genres I just mentioned, this might be worth checking out. I honestly might, since it's pretty cheap, it's short, and it has decent reviews. Next, we have Shin Chen, Me and the Professor on Summer Vacation, dropping 50% at $19.99. A farming sim game that can be finished in less than 10 hours? Hell yeah. So I never really got into farming games because they're either too long, slowly paced, boring, or all three combined. Keep in mind, farming isn't the main aspect of the game, but if you're thinking about dipping your toes into the genre, this might be a great place to start. And look at those graphics, such a beautiful art style. Next up, Strange Horticulture drops 70% at $4.79. This game is a huge hit among indie game lovers and cozy gamers alike. A puzzle game where you identify new plants, pet your cat, speak to a coven, or join a cult. Use your growing collection to influence the story and unravel Undermere's dark mysteries. By identifying each plant, you will be able to use their effects to influence the story, from hypnotic hallucinogens to powerful poisons. Like, come on. How could you not be intrigued with that description? I kind of want to get it, but I also feel like this would be better for handheld mode on the Switch. Ugh, decisions. Next up, we have the first-person shooter, Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun, dropping 60% at $8.79. Oddly enough, I'm not a massive fan of either Warhammer or Doom. I mean, I'll play and enjoy them, but I'm not a diehard. But for some reason, this game looks really cool to me. Maybe it's the art style? Anyway, not much to say besides it is your basic Doom gameplay with some cool pixel art graphics. I'm definitely interested in checking this one out. Next, we have The Bookwalker, Thief of Tales, dropping 75% at $3.74. I bought this at $6 and still haven't played it. I hate it when I do that. Anyway, the gameplay is basically you stealing rare artifacts. Should anyone stand between you and the artifacts, be prepared to persuade, deceive, or even engage them in combat. Each quest thrusts you into an entirely new world: medieval prison, snow-capped mountain, futuristic spaceship, and more. After reading that description, I see why I bought it. For this next section, all the following games are all 20% off. That's not a steep discount, but they're all games that were released this year, and they're all highly rated. If you're finding this video helpful at all, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It's a huge help to small channels like mine. First up, we have Blueprints at $23.99. A unique mix of roguelite, puzzle, and strategy gameplay. Here you're exploring a mysterious manor trying to find room 46 that may or may not exist. One of the highest rated games of the year, this is easily a must-play for anyone who is a fan of the many genres this game blends together. Next, we have Wizards of Legends 2 at $19.99. This game is slightly controversial for fans of the first game, as it dumbs the gameplay down and removes some options found in the first game. Because of this, it does make a nice entry point for new players, and for players who are wanting to try a roguelite that isn't too complicated. If you don't mind a more complicated game, you can get the first one on sale for $6.39. Next, we have Wonder Stop at $19.99. I've been waiting for a sale on this game, and I think it is finally time for me to finally get it. This is a cozy game where you run a tea shop. I haven't read too much into the game because I knew I was going to play it at some point and wanted to go into it blind. American Arcadia is down to $15.99. A 70s retro-futuristic metropolis where all its citizens enjoy a life of luxury and comfort, unaware that they're being broadcast live 24/7. Now it's your job to escape before your death is broadcast to increase ratings. Gameplay is a combination of a 2.5D action platformer and first-person puzzle, and the story is, as you'd assume by the game description, pretty dark. This game has been very well received, sitting at an 81 on Metacritic. 2 Point Museum is down to $23.99. This is an amazing price. 5 unique main museum locations, 3 pop-up museums with set tasks and challenges, 6 main exhibit types, and 30-plus subcategories of exhibits. Yeah, the list goes on. It sits at 83 on Metacritic, a no-brainer for anyone who enjoys these types of games. I've been wanting to get into the series but haven't gotten around to it. I want to start from the beginning, since I'd assume each game adds new gameplay elements. But yeah, I'd definitely buy this one if I already played the others. Alright now, if you're still here, I truly appreciate it. Let me know down below if you're planning on picking any of these games up, or if this video helped you find some cool games you never heard of before. Until next time, take care mates.